亲爱的，累了一天辛苦了，让我们一起深呼吸，慢慢放松身心。记住，生活中的每个时刻都值得珍惜，不要给自己太大压力。闭上眼睛，听听内心的声音，感受这份宁静。
舊日甜麗已盡放，晚朝沙架，枯乾花上，花不再香，但美麗心中一再想。
Hello everyone, today I want to share with you multi-image reference for LTX2.3 workflow. At the beginning of the video, some cases I ran using these two workflows. If you skipped the case and didn't read it, you can first watch how to use the workflow. Go back and have a look again. I think the effect is good. You can go to the platform to use or download it again. One is the Tersang video of LTX2.3. Featuring multiple reference images. One is a digital human of LTX 2.3 featuring multiple images for reference. Now let me explain how to use the workflow. First, the first person video. In my usual way, fill in the contents required for steps 1, 2, 3, and 4 first. First, we need to upload images for 5 nodes, namely 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Upload the image first. Whether you use it or not, you need to upload it. Otherwise, an error will be reported. Then turn on the switches for the images you need to use. For example, you need to use 3 images. The first one will definitely take effect, so don't worry about it. Then turn on the switch for the second one. Turn on the switch for the third one. These 3 images will take effect. Then fill in the duration of the corresponding image. For example, these 3 images are the ones you need to use. Then you can specify the generation time of the image you want. Fill it out. For example, the first one here, I want a duration of 5 seconds for him. The second one is 3 seconds. The third one is 4 seconds. Adding them up, it totals 12 seconds. Your final video is 12 seconds long. Then the second step is to fill in the length of the longer side. Because my workflow requires a secondary amplification, so the number 640 is filled here. Actually, what was generated in the end was 1280. Then the third, this switch here is actually a LoRa transceiver. What is the effect of transitioning to LoRa? Take a look at this one on the left here. It is not using LoRa for transition. So the transition of each of his images. For example, the effect of camera cuts. The one on the right is using LoRa for transition. So every image he takes, his transitions are quite smooth. This depends on your needs. You want the transition effect to be smooth, just turn on the switch for LoRa transition. If you want to use a regular cutter, just turn it off. This switch here, if you need to use LoRa for transition, just turn it on, close the ones that are not needed. Then the fourth step is to fill in the prompt words. Fill in the effects you want for these images. It can also be left blank. If you don't fill in, AI will help you design it directly. If it is filled in, AI will help you rewrite according to your needs. Additionally, there is one more point to note. This node is dedicated to RH. For those who need a local deployment, we need to open this one on the right. Then, connect this line here to this side. This can be deleted. Connect this line. Hold down the Shift key on the keyboard and press the left mouse button. You can drag it. You can connect to this side. Then you need to obtain a token at the address here. Just fill in the API key here. After completing these 4 steps, you can run it. Don't worry about the duration here. Only the corresponding switch needs to be turned on for it to take effect. The duration of the video, it will follow the image of the switch being turned on. Set the duration for production. Here, I only turned on the switches for the second and the third options because it will definitely take effect. So it is 1 divided by 5 seconds. The combined duration of 30 seconds for image 2 and 4 seconds. For image 30 is 12 seconds. The final video is generated in 12 seconds. Then, the second one is the digital multi-person reference version. Fill in the corresponding content according to steps 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just added an extra feature here for uploading audio and cropping. First, you need to upload an audio, then set the start time of the audio. Fill in the duration of the audio. For example, in my case, the starting time I filled in starts from 0. Then I need a duration of 10 seconds. So this video is ultimately 10 seconds long. Then, here comes the second step. The duration here corresponds to the duration of the image. For example, the image I filled in here is 5 seconds. But I didn't T-open image 2. Actually, there is only one image. It is an image from start to finish. Go and make a 10-second video. If I open image 2 here, it also lasts for 5 seconds. Then he will go to make a 5-second video. Then proceed to create image 2. The remaining 5 seconds are equivalent to 10 seconds. I also have 10 seconds here. So we will use image 1 and image 2 to create a 10-second video. If you turn it off, only image 1 is effective. It means to use images to create videos. Step 3. Fill in the length of the longer side. Step 4. Choose whether to use LoRa for transition. Step 5. It can also be customized to achieve the effect you desire. Fill in the prompt words. This node over here operate as we just mentioned. One thing to note is that if it is audio dubbed using TTS, sometimes it may not work. Then you can work on your original audio. Add some background music. Just upload it again and proceed with making the video. In the case where the length of the longer side is 640, I have tested a 10-second video only takes about 3 minutes to make. But if the long side dimension is 1024, in the case of 24G of video memory, a 30-second video may overflow the video memory. The long side dimension of 960, a 30-second video is also acceptable. It depends on your personal needs. I think the long side dimension is 640. It can be considered clear. Can we adjust it to 960? A 30-second video can be produced. If you want something relatively high, adjust the long side dimension to be larger. And I want a longer video. Use it on the platform. It is better to use 48G VRAM of the Plus. It won't be so easy to overflow the video memory. Alright, that is it for today's sharing. I will put a link to the workflow in the introduction section. You can use it on the platform. Download it if you need to deploy it locally. Models required for workflow. I have already put it on the cloud drive. Thank you all. Remember to give me a triple click.